All right, guys, we out here. Blue Ridge is here. Say hey.
Hey.
Look at all this. All right, so let me tell you what I don't like already. I don't know why I'm whispering out here, but I don't like that I gotta park 5 miles to ride a motherfucking bus. 5 miles. You know what? I don't even care about the riding the bus, because you know what? Those are my people. What I care about is if I want to fucking get out of here and leave, I gotta find a fucking bus. But anyways, we're gonna go have fun. It smells like weed out here.
Yeah, it does.
Let me tell you what else I don't like. I don't like having to pay $50 for the weekend to ride a motherfucking...
Per person.
To
ride a school bus.
What the fuck? A school bus, a shuttle. We had to park 5 miles away.
Why are you so close to the camera?
Because I want to hear him whispering. You can read my lips. It's AMSR. AMSR.
I meant to switch my ring out.
Oh my goodness. But I don't like paying $50 per person to ride a bus when I have to park 5 miles away. I thought about going home and getting into bed and watching Netflix. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for liking, viewing, sharing, and subscribing. Today, we're talking Blue Ridge 2023, and it's day 2, and we're at home. It's been a long story, long journey, but we want to start this off by saying we're not trying to bash anything. We're not trying to be negative. It's just our experience that we had. And we've been to a lot of these festivals, and we've been to a lot of shows, and we try to show you guys some of the shows we go to. Actually, all the shows we go to. Look at all the stuff we got. So we are experienced. I was about to say club goers. Showgoers. We're experienced showgoers. We do it all the time, and we're usually front row. So this isn't a one-off for us. We're very familiar with these things. So.
Well, and then let's just start from the beginning. So we went to, I think it was the second Blue Ridge ever in 2019. It was a lot smaller. It was in a different location. We actually really loved it. We didn't sit in line very long. It didn't take us long to get in. We went, just the two of us, had a blast. 2020 was, of course, COVID. So we went back in 2021 at a new venue. It was me and him and his brother. Shuttle buses, absolute crapshoot. It's been a trend, apparently.
You know.
But the venue was only about a mile to a mile and a half away from where we were parked. So we were like, whatever, we'll walk. Didn't have an issue. I didn't have an issue with it. A lot of people did. I know there was a lot of camping issues, things like that, that year in particular. But we don't live super far away, so we don't camp.
Yeah, we're fortunate. We're only like 45 minutes from most of the Blue Ridge venues. Yeah. So... with that being said, go ahead.
And then last year, I accidentally planned our wedding on Blue Ridge weekend. So this year, we were actually super excited to celebrate our 1-year anniversary at Blue Ridge. However,
we were one of the lucky ones because yesterday, we got there. Today's Friday. We got there Thursday. Mm-hmm. We got there around 1 o'clock. And we were one of the lucky ones. We've been to enough venues to know the first thing we noticed off the wall, you have to park 5 miles away from the venue and get shuttled in. There's no ride sharing. There's no drop off. There's no walking. Not that anybody wants to walk 5 miles. Anyway, you have to park in the shuttle bus area and ride the shuttle bus in. There's no other way in unless you are a camper. And we're not camping because we live 45 minutes away.
Yeah. So we get there, and I don't know if there was a notification sent out that we missed or if it was just put on the website, but you had to buy, and I know some people knew because apparently this happened last year. No, they had paper parking last year. This year you had to pay $50 a person plus taxes and fees, so it comes up to $120 for both of us to ride the bus.
2 people.
That they force you to ride. Because if it were up to us, we would try to find somewhere closer, like I have people that have told me they have family that lives like a mile away. We would definitely walk that, but they won't allow anyone to drop you off. You literally are forced to park in one of the 2 parking lots that are both 5 to 6 miles away and get on the bus.
And we were made aware of the shuttle pass as we're in the shuttle line while waiting in line.
After you spend all the money buying the 4-day tickets. So for us, that was a little frustrating because we weren't prepared to spend money on that.
But we're there in line and we're going to this thing.
Yeah, we're going.
We understand. We're getting in. Let's give it a ride. But the first video I make is I'm gonna put it up. The first thing I say is I don't like the fact that I'm stuck 5 miles away from my vehicle. So we are in line. How long do we wait in line for? And for the shuttles after we spend the $50. She got on her phone. We spent the $50 per head. How long do we wait to the shuttle?
I don't think we didn't wait very long to get on the shuttle. Probably about 30 minutes.
Yeah, probably about 30 minutes.
So.
We got lucky. We didn't realize we got lucky.
No.
Because the line was very long. We thought, oh, it moved pretty good. It's kind of organized this year.
Yeah, they have more buses because we heard last year they had like 2 buses per lot and you have tens of thousands of people.
So then we get on a bus, on a shuttle, and we ride our 5 miles. And it was a lovely time. I shot the shit with the bus driver. We're shuttling 5 miles to the venue now.
You having fun yet?
Yeah, we're having a great time. Are you having fun yet?
Yeah. Always.
Always. How many loads have you dropped off this morning?
About 16.
16?
Last year I did 94.
Holy hell. In a day?
No, over the 4 days.
Oh, okay. Well, just make sure we get there safely, please.
This year we got we got a local company handling it all.
Okay.
That's why it's much more organized.
Well, am I going to be able to get home okay?
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be no problem getting back?
Nope.
I'm going to find you. What's your name?
Chris.
I'm going to find you, Chris. What's your bus number?
I don't know what I'll be on tonight. we got 43 buses for tonight.
43?
Yeah.
And are y'all running all day long?
All day, all night, so everybody gets home.
Beautiful. Well, we appreciate your hard work. Do you drive kids to school during the week?
No.
Okay, good.
I was the transportation director
Okay.
at a school district for about 20 years.
He was pretty cool, even though he was driving on the wrong side of the road.
He really kept running in the other lane. It was.
She was about to die. We were sitting in the front row. Oh, so
I
funny.
could see it all. The cars like going off the road in these sharp curves.
But that's just cutting up. So we get to the venue and we go inside the venue, and the whole time I just don't feel comfortable. I'm 5 miles from my car, and I keep reiterating that to her. If something is to go down, if there's an emergency, if something bad was to happen, look at all these people. It's Thursday. It's going to be hell to get back to the car. Just if we stayed till Five Finger Death Punch ends, how are all these people getting out of here? That's what I kept saying.
Yeah. And for us too, like we go to a lot of concerts, so like we've pretty much seen all the headliners in the pit, so we normally don't even stay for the last band, so we can try to avoid. However,
Yeah, sometimes we'll stay just to see them for half the set and dip out.
Yeah.
You know, something if it's somebody we've seen. A lot of times, like this
Just
year,
depends.
this year we're really going to see like Electric Callboy, Sleep Token, these bands that we haven't really seen to be front row for.
But,
So, yeah, go ahead.
sorry.
No, you good?
I was gonna say, just this is the very first festival. We've been to 5 or 6 festivals now together. This is the first one that we haven't been able to walk to the venue. Like we're not allowed to walk to the venue, even though nobody wants to walk that far when you're about to be walking all day long, stage to stage. And
So we get in there and we see Vended, we seen Caskets, and we seen multiple other bands. And the whole time, like we had a great time, and I feel like the facility was nice and everything while we were there Thursday. But I just had this off-putting feeling that something wasn't right. And we finally made a decision around 5 o'clock.
yeah, I think right before that, because I was like, well, since today is like a slow day and we don't have a whole lot of people we want to see today, let's go ahead and get my merch, which I absolutely love. This hoodie is the best thing that happened on Thursday.
Well, yeah.
So we did that, and then
I looked at her and I was like, let's figure out the shuttle bus situation getting back. I'm uneasy about it, and I'm not going to be able to have a good time until we know how we can get home. So we dipped out early that day, and I was still thinking the whole time, this is going to be hell if a bunch of people have to leave after the show.
Because we're not even thinking emergency situation at this current point. We're just thinking about after the headliner, like, because we could just see how many people are there. And on Thursday is the slowest day out of the 4 days. So there's usually a lot less people there Thursday than there is Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So we get out of there and get on a bus, and we get out of there around 5 o'clock, and everything went smooth. It actually went really good. So we had really no bad experience.
But when we got to the parking lot,
when we got back to that parking lot,
the line to get on the shuttle was so long.
At 5 o'clock.
So long at 5 o'clock.
To get into the venue.
So then we get home, and we start getting notifications on our Blue Ridge app that there's a severe storm and everyone needs to evacuate.
And like we were kind of feeling guilty for leaving.
Right.
And then we realized it was the best decision of our lives.
And ever since then, we've been watching every story, every comment, every TikTok, like...
It's been bad.
Oh my gosh. The thing is, though, like, I keep seeing people be like, well, Blue Ridge can't control the weather, be mad at Mother Nature. Nobody is mad at Blue Ridge that there was bad weather. Everyone's mad that you made us park 5 miles away and you tell people to seek shelter and nobody has anywhere to go. Like, that's how people get injured. That's how people get hurt. Like, that's how people die, like, trampling over each other, trying to exit. Like, at least if you're going to make people park that far away, make sure you have a shelter large enough for an emergency situation for 20,000 people to get into, to shelter. I think the only people that probably had the best experience are people that bought camping and had an RV.
Because it looked like, from what
Right,
we've seen,
camper.
and we have friends there too, a lot of people's things, tents, camps that wasn't an RV got destroyed, wiped out. They had no
Yeah.
place to go. It was insane. I've seen comments that this place is a war zone.
Yeah. And the thing, too, is, like, we decided not to go back today. We've kept our wristbands on because we hadn't, fully decided. We don't want to make a executive decision because we wanted to see what happened today. But we've been following everything today, and it just seemed to have gotten even worse. There was an almost severe weather threat, so they stopped shuttling people. We've seen comments.
Go ahead, sorry.
No,
I was going to say, before that, there was people saying that since this morning they've been waiting in line hours.
Oh, like 5 hours to get on a shuttle.
And then they had the severe weather threat and stopped shuttling people after they've been waiting or just got there.
Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people commenting saying that the security people working in the lot said that they were canceling the show for the rest of the evening and everyone needed to leave. So they sent a bunch of people out saying that the show was canceled when it wasn't, and then they wouldn't let them back in once the show was back on. And we've heard in some other comments, all this is through comments, so we don't know what exactly is fact.
And this is kind of probably like more of a conspiracy. We don't know, but it could be true. And the way things are going, it seems like it could be true.
It looks like it. People are saying that they oversold the show and it was at capacity, so law enforcement got involved, and that's why they started turning people away. So I don't know what's fact and what's fiction here, but
let us know in the comments. We want to know.
We want to know everybody else's experiences, because, like, for us, if we're going to spend money and we're going to go do something like that, like, we want to feel good about it and have a good time, especially because we're celebrating our anniversary this weekend, and this is one of our favorite things to do, so we don't want to go stand in line for 5 hours to get on a bus and that be our day,
right.
You know?
It's definitely one of the things where you can see that all this could be avoided if you could park at the venue. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people mad. We know you can't control the weather. We're not mad at Blue Ridge for the weather. The way that's planned is we've been to a lot of events. Even Epicenter, which had its own problems, we were still allowed to park at the venue. And when that storm came through, we went and got in our car and waited it out like most people. And there was not this issue. The line is incredible for the people that were trying to leave. Like, there's no getting out. And like we said, we did not feel good about any of that.
And there's only one entrance and one exit in the venue, and it's not that wide. So if you think about, and I'm just guesstimating that there was like 20,000 people there, but if you think about
probably
all
more.
of those people mass exodus out of this venue in this tiny little area with like 6 little sections, like 6 people can walk out at a time. Yeah. And then you have that many people. It doesn't make any sense the way it's set up. And I just feel like, being that you're on year 5 or 6, you should know by looking at other festivals and how they operate and how they run things and what works. Like, the research is not there, and it seems like every year they're like, well, we have more shuttle drivers, we have this, we have that, but then you're also selling double the tickets. So you're not making it better because you're making it bigger.
Right.
You need to make it better first, and then you can make it bigger when you have it figured out. But
yeah. So us personally, no real bad experience besides the fact that we don't feel comfortable going back. When we were there, everything was fine, but we left just in time, and we didn't even know it. We just had a feeling because the vibe was off. We come for the vibe.
We
and
love music and festivals and shows. Like, this was so weird for us, and we felt so guilty about like not being there, but at the same time.
And then today just kind of, solidified our decision of not going back today. And we might even wait it out and see what tomorrow and Sunday looks like.
Yeah. And
just keep up with the notifications. Let us know in the comments. And also, too, we're probably not going back to Blue Ridge we've had so many more better experiences with other festivals. And we're looking to venture outside of the states.
Yeah.
So if you know anything.
States.
Our state.
I know.
So, if you know anything about incarceration, Louder Than Life, Rocklahoma, Welcome to Rockville, anything on the East Coast that you know about, we hope to catch you there. Give us the information. Let us know which one's the best one to go to at this point.
Yeah, and let us know why. Like, this is my favorite one to go to, and this is why.
And if you can't park at the venue, we're not coming to it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. This whole thing could have been eliminated. A lot of their...
Well, because the thing is like, once you evacuate everybody and people are riding buses 5 miles away, they don't want to bring anybody back after that. It's like if everyone, like at Epicenter, where you just go to your cars and then they announce like, okay, all good, come back. Then everybody just gets out of their cars and goes back in. It's a lot more simple, but just find a good venue that has a parking lot.
Right.
I mean, when we used to go to Carolina Rebellion, that was the best setup in Charlotte. Like, everybody parked, everybody walked in, everybody walked out. Like,
easy peasy.
It's just, you just have to find the right venue.
There's all the Blue Ridge hate could have went down if you could have parked there, because people are spending more time trying to get into the venue. You spend more time messing around getting into the venue than you do. You're missing bands. You're not getting to see who you want. And then with these storms coming, you wait all day for a line, and then you have to get turned around. It's a complete mess.
At least if you didn't have to wait for the shuttle and you could get in, even if you had to miss a band because of the weather, you were still able to get in, because obviously everyone understands that you can't control the weather.
Right.
But it's also like the people responsible have to be sure they're notifying people in time too, because there's no service in there.
Yeah.
You can't open the app all at the same time. There's too many people.
So, not for us. It's not for us anymore. Yeah. Maybe we're getting old. So, like I said, we're not here to bash them. That was just our experience. We don't feel comfortable going back. I don't want to be part of a mass exodus where I cannot get in my vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's our summary of it. And that's, I'm not trying to be mean. That's just...
You want to enjoy it and not be stressed out. I mean, there were people, heat exhaustion right and left, because the water fill stations, they said there would be 12 water fill stations. So everyone thought that meant they would be spread out in the venue, but there was one in the middle with 12 faucets.
Right.
So it was just a lot that, and I feel like they thought it through.
Right.
But you have to do the math.
It's hard to accommodate a festival for that many people. I get it. That's why I'm not bashing the little things.
Yeah. But it's like, if you're going to have a festival with 20 to 50,000 people, I didn't count, but it looked a lot crazier today from the photos I've seen.
Yeah, we don't know the actual numbers, but...
But however many people, you can't sell that many tickets if you can't accommodate.
Yeah. Like I said, the venue seemed smaller this year, and we couldn't park near it. We did not feel comfortable going back, and maybe we will in the next 2 days. Let us know in the comments.
I'm upset about it, because I was so excited for this weekend. I just feel like...
Yeah, it's kind of bummer. But we also like laying on the couch, too.
That is fun, too.
So, all right, guys, let us know what your experience was. Check out the TikToks and the videos that are going on and see what happened. It was wild. And let us know what we missed. Let us know if we should go back in the next 2 days. If things have gotten better, keep us updated.
Yeah.
So, thanks.
Cool.
Love.
Thank you.
And peace out. 8 Town.